Hey folks, welcome back. I'll start off moaning about the smell of wood paint. Honestly, it's worse than a teenager's trainers. There's a new segment called British Problems, and we're asking, why do supermarkets need 100 different apps just to buy milk? Then it gets even spooky. I brought back Paranormal Returns with a proper creepy story involving security guards and something I can't explain. Of course, today's weird news, it's about crabs. All that and a lot more in episode 189, Milkshake. Everybody, this is going to be a very quick podcast. I want to do it without any interruptions, no phone calls, although my phone is still on. I'm just looking at my mobile phone and going, yeah, you're still connected to your network, mate. Someone is gonna bound to ring me. Now, this isn't pre-planned. It wasn't like the last episode. If you were listening, Ricky Balshaw did ring me. And because he's a good mate, I thought I'll pick it up and just add him onto the podcast. If anyone does ring me, it's probably going to be a spam caller. Let's be honest. I hate them. Absolutely hate them. I had somebody ring me the other day. I didn't recognise the number. Now, I'm trying to sort out a couple of things to do with the house. I thought, oh, it must be that bloke. I rang it back because I didn't get a chance to pick it up. And it was some foreign dude. I say foreign, he had an accent. I said, hello, you called me? And he went, no, you called me. I said, no, mate, you just rang my phone. Who are you? He goes, who are you? What is your name? I was like, do you know what? Forget it. You probably rang the wrong number, mate. He went, no, you did call me. You just called me now. I was like, all right, whatever, mate. I put the phone down. So I'm probably going to end up getting somebody like that. I hope not, but we're going to have to see. Like I said, I hope this is a quick podcast. I've got so much to do. Yes, I know, I'm still doing my DIY. Started on the staircase now. Done all the walls. All the walls are done. Except for my lounge. I've still got to do that. But I'm going to do that last. Do you know what I mean? I'm not in a rush. But as it's now autumn, I am obviously, I need to get my painting done before it gets colder, and it will take ages then for the paint to dry, and it will just leave a smell, especially wood paint. I didn't realise how much wood paint absolutely stinks, doesn't it? It's worse than cat urine. I thought I could smell my cat. I was painting my staircase. I'm painting it black, by the way. It looks absolutely lovely. And I was like, what's that frigging smell, man? I can smell my cat. Is my cat back? I thought, she's come back from the dead to say hello. Turns out it was the paint. I can't stand the frigging smell. When is buying too much milk too much? I went shopping the other day. I went to Costco. Bought a couple of stuff. Always end up paying more for my items than you expect. I bought 6 bottles of 2-litre milks. Don't ask me why. I just thought, it will come in handy. Do you know what I mean? Because I thought, the builders will be here and they drink a lot of milk. They're always drinking tea. But they haven't been for ages. And to be fair to them, they haven't got much to do. There's a really tiny bit. There's like 5% left on my house to do. But now, we're thinking of getting the kitchen done. I'm not loaded. I'm not making any money off this podcast. My wife is like, this kitchen needs doing. And she's absolutely right, because the cupboards in my kitchen are just falling off. You know what I mean? Like, when I open one of my cupboards, especially the one under the sink, for some reason, water loves to travel down there. And I've had this kitchen unit since we bought the house, which is obviously the same age as my daughter, 16 years. But now it's falling apart, do you know what I mean? And I'm looking around and I'm thinking, we should get the kitchen done. I want to get it done, but it's going to cost me a lot of money. 10k, £10,000 on top. I don't know where I'm going to get the money from, I'll be honest. But if you subscribe to this podcast, I'll probably raise it by, I don't know, maybe when I'm 70. Something like that. I've gone slightly off track now. What I was meant to say was, right, so going back to the milk incident. Obviously, I've bought 6 bottles of milk. Yeah, thinking, great, this will last us ages. Because my daughter loves Milkshake. She's always drinking it. And she's the one who, like, kills the milk. Do you know what I mean? I can blame the missus as well because she loves her milk. Yeah, I bought the milk. Now, I forgot that I get milk delivered as well. I know, like the old days. You remember when the milkman used to come to your house and drop bottles of milk? So I've been signed up to this milk company for ages. I forgot what they're called now. They're an Irish company anyway. They're based in the UK as well. So they do it in Ireland and in the UK. So they come like fortnightly on a Thursday. On Thursday, I've totally forgot. I got another 2 extra bottles of milk. So I ended up having 8 bottles of milk, and I'm trying to finish it because you know when it has the expiry date. I'm not gonna lie, there's 2 of them. The most supposed to be expired yesterday. Obviously, a day will be fine, but after 2 days, I wouldn't really want to drink it. Now, I've got to finish this milk off. How do you finish off 4 litres of milk? I have absolutely no idea. Oh, God, what a dilemma. Shall we do a dilemma? It's kind of like a dilemma. Let's do... Oh, it's kind of a new thing. It's called British Problems. British Problems. This is Britain's Problems. Yeah, that's just me singing on top of another jingle. I'll try and find one, but it's just a quick thing. British problems. There's problems all over Britain, isn't there? But what is today's problem for Alex Sniff? That is the person who's posted this on the British Problems forum on Reddit, as always. Kind of related to the milk incident that I've got, in a way. It's to do with a very massive supermarket brand in the United Kingdom called Asda, which I believe is owned by Walmart in the USA. Asda having 3 separate apps for some reason. This is Alex Sniff's post. His British problem is, why does Asda have 3 separate apps for some reason? I didn't know this, mate. I'm going to be honest, I don't really shop in Asda, so I'm absolutely no help at all for you. I need to know what apps they are. Obviously, there's going to be an app for groceries. Do they have an app for banking? Because I do know Asda do provide car insurance. I think they provide tyres, believe it or not. I'm sure I bought tyres once from Asda. And, yeah, I don't know what else they do. They do money as well. They do, like, foreign exchange. Because I remember picking up, I think it was Tunisian dirhams or dollars. I don't even know what their currency's called. But when I went to Tunisia, I'm sure I got money from Asda to go, to use to spend there. So what is the actual problem? He's saying there is an Asda app, but if you want to scan your rewards card, you need another app to do it. Is that true? Why would you do it? Well, I suppose it's kind of like Tesco's, though, isn't it, mate? If you think about it. If you go to Tesco, when you pay for your goods, I don't even know if Tesco's got an app, but they always say, scan your Nectar card. Obviously, Nectar card is a separate thing where you build up points or money and then you can use that for something else, but you can use it in loads of different places, like Argos, which is a big, massive store that sells all types of stuff, you know, like microwaves, tellies, furniture, stuff like that. So you can use a Nectar card for that, and that is separate. So why has Asda got a separate reward card? That is very strange. Surely, if you're signed into the app, it should automatically do it for you. Maybe they do it because they don't want people to get the Asda reward. Do you reckon that's what it is? Possibly. I don't know. I'm going to have to see. It says, if you want to scan as you shop, that has its own app too. So the third one is, you've got to use a scanner, which is a separate app, to scan all your items. Then you got to pay for your goods on another card. Then you got to use another app to get your rewards. That is absolutely awful. Why do they do that? I don't know. Maybe I need to read a couple of comments that have been put up on the forum. Someone is saying, my local Tesco's, which is what I said, is pretty much the same thing. Thankfully, they still have physical cards. As the reward, all is pointless. It has died a death over last year and have no rewards as they pivoted to just reduce items in store with rollback again. So like I said, absolutely pointless. Those days are gone when you used to get points. I remember, going off topic now, but it's the same thing. Years and years and years ago, obviously, people who know me know that my father, my dad, is a taxi driver. He's been doing taxi for 30 years. I've been told he's retired now. That's what he told me. He said, I'm retired now. I don't believe him because he's a man who's just been working all his life. I don't even know what my dad's going to do. I think he's going to lose the plot and he's going to end up driving taxis again. That's what I think. So, years ago, when he used to do taxis, he used to have a petrol station called Shell. It's in the UK. I'm sure it's everywhere else as well in the world. Shell used to do a reward point system. My dad collected so many points. We used to get good stuff. Once he got me a Sega Mega System. Couldn't believe it. He had one game on there. I can't remember the name of the game. But he used to bring loads of stuff, you know, like good, decent stuff. But those days are gone. Do you know what I mean? You don't get proper rewards now. You know, even your bank will reward you sometimes when you use your card, and you out of nowhere you'll get like a fiver, a tenner, something like that. But yeah, mate, unfortunately it's not just a British problem. I think it's a worldwide problem. I may have a problem myself. Hopefully I don't. But today I'm going to do a stag do. Yes, it's a stag party. There's a couple of lads. It's in an estate or something near Coventry, I think. Just on the outskirts of Coventry and Birmingham, in between there. I've got to go there today. So I'm not sure what it's going to be like. I'm sure it will be fine. I'll just grit my teeth and crack on with it. But, I mean, I will be saved because apparently they've booked some exotic dancers. Yeah. And I said to them, can you make sure you put me on before you get those exotic dancers performing? Because I don't want them on and then they've got to go off and then I'm on telling jokes because by then the lads probably won't want to hear what I'm saying. Maybe I don't even have to do that long. They always want an hour for some reason. When you book a private, can you do an hour? Are you crazy? That's too long. Pay me more money and I might do it then. But I said to them, I'll do half an hour. That is long enough, mate. We'll see if I even last that long. Hopefully, I will be saved. But I'm also doing another gig, which I haven't done, for a big promoter in Sheffield. I am in Sheffield tonight doing a club called The Last Laugh. Hopefully, I will get the last laugh. We'll have to see. Let's do another topic. No stupid questions. Said no stupid, it's a question. Is it gonna be stupid? We're gonna have to find out. Suspicious, I can't even say his name properly. Suspicious Edge has posted this. I don't know what gender they are. They could be anything. But their no stupid question is, why does a vein have to be found to take blood? I think I can simply answer that by saying, isn't that where your blood flows? But then you are right. I mean, if you're diabetic and you got to check your diabetic levels, whatever they're called, you just pick your finger, don't you? And then you squeeze it. I'm doing it now to my finger as well. I don't know why. And a bit of tiny blood pops out. And then that's blood, isn't it? Blood is blood. Maybe because when you do that and you're filling it up in a syringe, and I don't know, how many mils do they usually take? I don't even know. I mean, I should know. I worked in healthcare all my frigging life. But I don't take bloods. If you do take bloods, it's good money. Don't know why I told you that. That's probably why. That's why they use a vein. Do you know what I mean? They're not going to go, oh, a drop of blood. We can find out everything about that. I don't even know. Suspicious says, I went for a blood test today. The nurse had to take blood from my other arm because she couldn't find a vein in the first one she tried. But the arm where she failed to find a vein still bled afterwards. Didn't they put a plaster on it? That's what they normally do. They put a plaster on. Why do you need a vein then? They're asking. Why couldn't blood be taken from the area in my arm bleeding out blood where she says there wasn't a vein present? I've more or less answered your question, to be honest with you. There's only so much blood. I mean, how much blood was coming out of your arm for them not to take the amount of blood they needed, if that makes any sense at all? I don't even know what I'm talking about. Somebody called Brock Lee has replied to her, and I believe it's the right answer because he's got like 2.4K likes on it. They are saying in a normal cut, or even in a failed attempt to draw blood, you bleed from the main capillaries near the surface of the skin. But that's not enough to quickly get the quantity of blood you need. Basically what I just said. Getting into a vein allows you to get the required amount today. That's the simple answer. I'm not going to lie, Suspicious Edge. I thought you would know that. I mean, it's not rocket science, is it? It's more biology than rocket science. That's as far as we're going to go with that. But talking about blood, and I did say I want to crack on with the podcast because I've got loads and loads and loads of things to do. I'm not going to do a weird news story just yet. But as I said, because we're talking about blood, it just makes sense to do a paranormal.
This is Paranormal, where first-hand paranormal experiences are discussed.
That's right, Paranormal, where first-hand paranormal experiences are discussed. I mean, I could have just said that myself, innit? I could have just played a random jingle and done that. But we'll do this one anyway. I don't even know why. Oh, yes, I remembered why I chose it, because I've got a story behind it as well. That's why I chose this story, so they can listen back to this and go, oh, okay. Now, it's saying, what's the creepiest ghost story you've heard from a security guard? It could be anywhere: a mall, a hospital, an office building, an abandoned loft, a parking lot, school, or just about any place that has security guard watching over it day or night. Since the guards are usually on duty during the late hours, they often the ones who experience strange things first. Have you ever heard a chilling, ghostly account from a security guard that stuck with you? Now, I just remembered myself. I've had the experience as well. Oh, by the way, this one's been posted by Sonny Bass. I forgot to plug their name. They're probably not that bothered. Sonny Bass is asking this question. I was going to talk about a mate of mine, and then I forgot. I had my own experience as well. But you guys who are regular listeners know this already, because if you scroll all the way down my episodes, I've got a Halloween special, and I think I talk about it in there. But I'll tell you briefly, I'll fill you in very quickly. I used to work at a service station in the United Kingdom, and they had a ghost in there, and I took the mickey out of the ghost because I said, "Is Charlie around?" And as soon as I said that, a cup went flying past my face. So that was my personal experience. There's a lot more to it. Go back to my Halloween special, and you can listen to that episode if you can be bothered. A friend of mine used to do security in an office block, and he told me once that he used to do night shifts, like you said, especially people who work in the night. They're going to experience more of the stranger things. My friend said to me, he was at work. I think I was on the phone to him. This is years ago. I'm talking maybe 30 years ago. He was on the phone to me. He was just having a chat because he was on his own. He was bored. He said he just saw a cloud of smoke going round a bend. So imagine a load of corridors, and then there's there's a turning on your left, and you just see you know how you see a mist of smoke? Like somebody who's vaping. And now imagine, vape wasn't around then. So he saw this cloud of smoke going round this corner. So he looked at it and he thought, what the hell's that? Like, he must have thought it was some kind of could be a fire or something like that. So he went to investigate it. He followed the smoke, and he said the smoke stopped and then started going back towards him. And then he said he absolutely, obviously, nearly pooed his own pants, and he had to run back into the office where all the cameras and everything are. And he said after that, he didn't go back out. So he literally stayed in that office because he was absolutely petrified. So that is a story that I know a friend told me. And like I said, I've had my own one. Let's see what other people have had. I'm going to read a few brief ones, and maybe we'll get something out of there. Somebody called Adventurous said, I have a friend who was a security guard at Eagley Hills Sanatorium. He told me of a time the lights went out when he was walking down a hall, very similar to what my friend happened. He said it was so scary to have a flashlight on because he felt like a living target. So he felt along the wall to get where he was going, and then after that he quit the job. Another person has put down, my friend patrolled an empty office. Oh, they all seem to be offices. Attached to a disused World War II plane hangar. One day, as he walked through the office, he entered into an empty room and heard a bang. After going back into the hall, all the doors which had been left open were all shut. Whoa. Now that's scary. I mean, it could be a draft of wind. But the one with my mate, I really don't know what happened there. Because, I mean, I believe him. I think he was telling the truth. He's not a person to lie. And I don't think he's into that kind of stuff anyway. But because we were kind of on the phone, or I think he rang me, obviously, after the incident to tell me what happened. I mean, I couldn't believe it, but yeah, I did believe it. Right, let's end the podcast and do a weird news story, because I've got loads of painting to do, and my kids want butter chicken. Yeah, they're like, Dad, we haven't had butter chicken. You haven't made it in ages. So I went to the gym this morning, picked up the groceries, and I'm ready to cook that now. So yeah, I need to do that. But before I even think about making myself butter chicken for the kids and the family, we got to end it in tradition. with a weird news story. And it's very local. It's in England. Now, when you travel on transport, yeah, I don't know why I've got a drum roll in there. That's just played by itself. But when you get a train in England, has anyone ever picked up crabs? I'm not talking about crabs that you get in your genital areas when you get an itch. I mean an actual, real, live crab. A thing that's supposed to be in the sea. Not, or maybe in the fish market. Like a proper crab, you know, with claws and everything. Someone found a crab on a train. They named him Craig, and they took him on a ride on the Southern Western Railway in England. And he was on the first class seat. A lucky crab received first class treatment during a raid on the standard South Western Railway route. According to an Instagram post from an English train service passenger, recently informed a conductor named Mark Walsh, shout out to Mark Walsh, that there was a single crustacean in a first class seat. The passenger told Walsh that there's a live crab on the seat over there, and it's been there since I got on at Guildford. Walsh ultimately rehomed the crab, who he named Craig, in Portsmouth near the South Sea, stop on the train's route to London. Our colleagues are always eager to help a customer in a pinch. That was his joke. On the railway's post, and the laughs continued in the comments section. One user wrote, Craig the crab was subsequently issued with a penalty fine of £100, which is around $134 for you US people. Another noted, I love the customer saying, it's been there since I got on at Guildford, and if they were giving Craig a chance to get off the train, off his own accord. An account who claimed to know Walsh wrote sweet words to the conductor, calling him a hero in work and out of work, adding, I have the privilege to call him a great colleague. Walsh spoke to the BCC, I don't even know who they are, about the funny incident, stating, some people were quite concerned because I was walking around the station with a crab in my hand. Hopefully it wasn't down below, but most people didn't bat an eyelid. They must have just thought another day in Pompey. While there's no definite answer as to how Craig actually boarded the train, maybe he came with his family, Walsh told the outlet he thinks the crab came on a fisherman's bag, or it could be some young people just having a laugh. Craig isn't the only independent animal that uses public transportation without a handler. Over the summer, a tiny kitten was seen hopping onto a New York City subway from the platform. After scurrying through passengers, the scared kitten ended up in the arms of a New York native, Bastida Mercado, who picked up the feline and took her home. People spoke to Mercado after a video of her carrying the kitten, which has since gained 12 million views on TikTok, and it's going viral. My initial thought when I got her was like, what do I do? I've never picked up a stray ever in my life. She told people all the time. So this was a very, oh my gosh moment. These things happen. I remember my dad picked up a dog once, a stray, took him home, and he was absolutely nuts. He was a Staffordshire Bull Terrier. And let's just say he was very fond of my neighbour's leg. And then after that, we just took him to a dog home and he got rehomed to someone else because I thought, this dog is a little bit crazy. There you go. That is today's weird news story. Sorry, the podcast is probably shorter than it is. Oh, no, it's not. It's okay. I'm just checking the recording time. It's perfect. Guys, have a great week. Thank you so much. Remember, if you like the podcast, give it a plug. yeah, just give it a plug. Tell your friends. And if you're in Birmingham in West Midlands, come to my show, Half Soaked, on Sunday the 5th of October. It starts at 3:30 in a venue called the Victoria. I will be doing Half Soaked there. It's a great room. I got a feeling it's going to be full. I just got this weird feeling. I'm going to have a packed out room. It's going to be a fantastic show. And let's get me touring. See you guys soon. Take care.